この1ヶ月ほど
変
グローアンディの下に
僕も知らなかっ
ウォールブリッジの
た。確かによく似た。
アンマルチア族が
何の
パスカルさんなら
仕方がありません。
モンスターの気配が強い。手を抜くのは良くない。
これがアスベルの権威。
これでみんなを守ってみせる。皆さんの本気に期待します。フレアショット。
この名をなしてみんな怪我は大丈夫？
いった。
やっぱりどこか怪我
かもしれない。
そうだね。シェリアス、
いや、そう
分かっているよ。それにしてもどうして半年ぶりなんだい。
2度だけだろ。
何をやっているんだ。
なんだよ。
わざわざ会いに来てくれた女性とどう。
いや、
やっぱり君にはい
いって。
手を抜くのは良くないぞ。この技で進め。大吉せ。
攻撃層。にした。砕けて試練一戦。
延長
マイケル封鎖。この剣の前に敵はない。
は良くないぞ。たれ龍馬の牙。そこだ。たれ闇の剣。たれは絶望神。
すごいな。
たれや。
なんてことだ。参って空殺。かわせるか。リチャードは俺が守る。
リチャード。
思い出すね。あの頃。
リチャード。
下がどうなっ。
Mostly what he says in this game is Richard, Cheria, protect. Those are the main things that he says. You don't need to understand Japanese. It's the main thing that he says. Very limited vocabulary.
基本教練からやり直しだな。
I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off encounters. Not very fun. Every RPG should have that. I'm glad that's becoming a normalized thing in JRPGs. Just being able to turn off the encounters. Especially if you're gonna make me backtrack. Even if you like turn-based RPGs, it's objectively the worst thing about old-school turn-based RPGs is like having to backtrack, but then there's a random encounter like every 5 steps. Especially if it's a PS1 game, like PS1 5th gen RPG. Like, it takes so long to load. That's what made the PS1 version of Chrono Trigger terrible. Because it wasn't seamless anymore. It was loading constantly, which defeated the purpose of the game. The whole main thing about that game was supposed to be no transitions, you just immediately fight. But then they put it on PS1 for a quick buck. The load times completely ruined the game. It's not intended to have any kind of loading. I definitely think at least every turn-based RPG should have the ability to turn off encounters. The RPGs now are generally a lot friendlier with, you know, not making you go back to a save if you lose. So they can have, like, random encounters be more challenging, but at the same time, having to go through so many of them just to get back to where you were is garbage. I think it's really nice they let you turn them off, because a lot of the puzzles in this game are basically just padding, going back and forth through the same areas. Yeah, so much of, like, turn-based RPG, old school turn-based RPG playtime is just waiting for the game to load between transitions. It's pretty terrible. Chrono Trigger port was just the worst, though. Chrono's sitting there doing his pose. The game is still loading. You're supposed to be like a second at most, and now it takes like 10. One thing about this game that was very technically impressive is that it's very well optimized. Even on the Wii version, this game pretty much never had any loading. You go into a battle instantly. That doesn't really save this game's puzzle design, though. Puzzle design is a lot of going through the same areas over and over, and sometimes the puzzles are across multiple screens like this. It's really not great. I really feel like puzzles like this are not very fun because of just how much ground you have to traverse. It would be better if, like, all of this was just one screen. I remember how much people hated the PS1 version of Chrono Trigger. I'm like, yeah. I don't really think the anime cutscenes was worth the entire pacing of the game being destroyed by the weaknesses of disc loading versus cartridge. The game was designed to be played on a cartridge with no loading, and then suddenly they put loading in it. anime cutscenes barely amount to anything anyway. I remember watching them when that game came out on PS1. It's nice that you see Cloud and Marley get married, but I mean, other than that, it doesn't really add anything. I guess now, doesn't the Steam version just have the cutscenes? And then, like, not the fiscal year load times? I guess I gotta get them back together, huh? This puzzle's mad boring. Yeah. There we go. Never do that again, please. Let's jump up there.
みんなも無事だったか。
みんな。
大丈夫？
あ、
心配をか。
兄さんはともかくとして、俺はどうな。
大丈夫。
いや、
いや、
頼まれ。
なんだか子供。
マリック。
シェリアが救護団で頑張っている話ですかね。
なるほど。アスベ
ですが、すでに近く。
シェリアさんか。でも
そうですね。気持ちは同じなのに、ここでどちらかのライバルとなる人。そうか。
どうしたんだい。
そのライバル役。
それはいいね。
シェリア。
ごめんなさい。
陛下。
あのモンスターは。
どこか。
みんな。
気を引き締めていく。
こいつ手強い。これ以上長引かせるのは得策ではありませんね。アスフェル。リチャード。
リチャード。
よくもリチャードを諦めてたまるか。
変身。
我の眠りを妨げるものよ。
Am I gonna get Tenha Jinraidan?
この声。
我の力に身を委ねよ。
ラムだ。
迷っていると仲間が死ぬぞ。
Yep, it's time.
解き放て。
モンスターがひるんだ。
今です。必ず生き残る。
Yep. Oh, Engeki ha. Neshinko. License. Fuujinjakka. Yeah, I've never done this part of the game before. I never did the future arc. It's a new mechanic that they added for the PS3 version.
兄さん、
It's basically
今のは
the Roman cancel kind of thing that gives you like passives that vary depending on the character, but it's basically a full meter refill.
ラムダ
So
力だ。
you can think of it like a Roman cancel. It cancels whatever you're doing.
ラムダ。
It's pretty cool.
とりあえず
I don't think this game actually has as much extra stuff as the Vesperia PS3 version did. They did really nerf Asbel, though. He's definitely not as OP as he was in the original game. They nerfed him pretty hardcore. He wasn't even the best character, that's what's weird about it. Asbel was not the best character, like Cheria is better than him. One of the few times they like really nerfed the main character in a Tales game. I don't know what they were thinking. Most people only play as the main character in Tales games. Like they have to be strong. Most people never even try the other characters. Definitely in some Tales games, I wouldn't say that's the wrong way to play. There definitely are some Tales games where the other characters aren't as fun. Cheria is considerably stronger than him, though. What I'm talking about here. They have encounters and stuff, and all you're doing is backtracking. It was really nice that they just said, fuck that. We're just gonna let you turn off encounters. They also increase the running speed too, so you definitely get through the game a lot quicker. I definitely feel like that should be standard. Standard for any RPG. You should be able to turn off encounters. Especially because from balancing standpoint, if you're not fighting everything, you're weaker. But at the same time, you're not getting annoyed by constantly getting stuck in battles. That's what ruined pretty much all the PS1 JRPGs. How much of your game time is like just waiting for it to load. Especially if they were random encounters and not on fields like this. A lot of the RPGs that people don't like on PS1 are the ones where it's random encounters, but it's like every 5 steps. Those are like the worst ones to play. They were not fun to play back then, and even worse now. There were so many of the like lower tier turn-based RPGs on PS1. They thought it was cool to have like took like probably close to a minute to get back onto the field after a random encounter, even if you kill them instantly or run. But then the random encounters were every few steps, and you couldn't really control it. Chrono Trigger really was a revolutionary game. You know, the combat isn't really anything special. There are some unique things about it, but the fact that you just fought on field and completely removed the transition point that makes getting into battles in RPGs such a pain was really cool. But then when they put it on PS1, they said, well, we're just not going to... We're not going to honor the fact that this game was revolutionary. And basically changed the way that we looked at random encounters in RPGs. Because we couldn't bother to optimize the game, so it runs worse than the Super Nintendo. PS1 Chrono Trigger was a monkey's paw wish.
教官はどうして一人身な好
そういえば
いい年は余計だ。
きな人はい
いないな。
そんなもったい
そうか。
ごめんなさい
ああいうことを言う女に限っ
教官
心配する。あいつのせいで思い出し、任務で一緒に行ったベラニックの宿屋であいつとのロベリア。
Just like not gonna tell me where to go. Alright, to the walkthrough. To the walkthrough. Hold on. I'm looking to just chill out tonight. I'm not gonna wander around aimlessly. Let's get this done. Probably not gonna be able to finish this tonight. I started too late, but I got Axel mode. That's pretty good progress. I want to get a little bit farther tonight before I go to bed. Okay. There were a lot of PS2 RPGs that were like that as well. Where like the encounters weren't random, but the time it took to transition from battle to field, even if you instantly ran or killed them, was way too long. But it was definitely more common in the PS1 era. Which is why it would have been nice if the N64 had more turn-based RPGs, because it wouldn't have had that problem. The N64 has like a whopping like 2 RPGs. Has like 2 turn-based RPGs. You bought an N64 expecting stuff like Final Fantasy VII to be coming out every few months. You were sorely disappointed. N64 just didn't really have that many types of games to begin with, but for turn-based RPGs, or JRPGs in general, is completely barren. No Tales games, not really any Final Fantasy. Oh, is it, Malik's voice actor, Akio Osuka? I didn't know that. This game's got some pretty, AAA voice actors. It's a shame the music is terrible. There are only a couple good tracks in this game. So, music is not this game's strong suit. This is actually one of the worst Tales soundtracks. I don't think anybody would argue with that. The soundtrack in this game is very weak. Must have given Sakuraba like a month to write the whole thing. He's like the main composer for Tales, so I don't know what the hell happened with this game. His output in this game is not great. The thing I don't like about this remaster is, like, sometimes it just doesn't fucking tell you where to go. like, they add the thing to tell you where to go in case, like, you're just wanting to get through it quick, or, you know, you're like me, and I've already played this game multiple times in the past. I already know the story, but I don't remember, like, where to go all the time. And, like, sometimes it just takes it away. Like, the pointer should be there at all times. It shouldn't disappear. It's really stupid that it does.
ライラックの花。ライラックの花は二度。
教官？
彼女が危ない。
おい、来たぞ。
相当閣下が私たちの暮らしぶり。
まずい。
教官！そんな。
これはどう。彼女はユリシア。
みんなはなぜこんな政府の
それは違う。
いいんだアスベ。彼女にそう見えるのは今この国は。しかし上層部や民衆のことなどこのままではヘンデルは。
改革派は
改革派は君を差し向君をいいように使う組織が。
どういう。
君はそしてその人は君が誘いに来れば俺が動くと思ったんだろう。だが君は。
なるほどね。さあおいげん。
分かった。明朝港から
船に。
行き先は船内で通達する。それでよろしいです。
構わん。貴様の顔を見て。私も年を取ったな。最近は昔のことばかり
これからは民の時代が来ます。フェンデルの民は閣下の愛したこれから。
そうだ、これからは
It's almost entirely recycled content. Playing this now, after the Vesperia remaster, they put so much more effort into that compared to this. This is mostly going through the same areas. They really didn't add that much. I guess it's because the Wii version, I think it was decently popular, but the game was incredibly buggy. It was the buggiest Tales game to this day. It's just kind of like a modern AAA game. You know, like, if you could look past the fact that it didn't run poorly, but it was very unstable and buggy. You know, it's a good game. I guess they just felt that they wanted to put it on a more popular platform for RPGs. PS3 was kind of the successor to the PS2 in terms of how many RPGs it had. The Wii had some good stuff like this too. There were like 2 Tales games. There were a couple like side Final Fantasy games and stuff. Arc Rise Fantasia. All those games and stuff that you could play. I guess they just wanted it on a more popular console for JRPGs, but there really is not that much new stuff in this. There's a couple new dungeons, a couple monsters. They added a couple new arts, but not an insane amount. People weren't as pissed about this getting a new version as they were with Vesperia, and looking back, the anger was warranted. They added so much stuff to Vesperia, and we didn't get it over here. And then also the Japanese fans had to basically buy another console to play it. And we only got the 360 version here. We had to wait 10 years, entire decade. Yeah, this doesn't seem too interesting, I guess. Story's already not this game's strong suit. It's mostly just the combat. It seems very minimalistic compared to the Vespi remaster upgraded port. They added way more stuff to it. that famous picture of a Japanese fan lighting his copy of Vesperia on fire. Because, like, a couple months after they released it, they said, oh, by the way, just a heads up, we're putting the game on PS3 with, like, double the content. Quality of life changes. By the way, people fucking waiting in line to buy a 360 just to play Vesperia. Like, oh, well, you already had a PS3, well, go buy it again. Yubato.
僕の足を引っ張らないでくださいよ。逃がすか、バッサイリルさん。
What's up? This has very little. This has very little new content compared to Vesperia PS3. It's mostly just some quality of life stuff. They added a couple new arts. You can play as Richard, but the problem with being able to play as Richard is that he's very important to the plot, and for plot reasons, there's not really many parts of the game where he can be in the party. Now Flynn in the Vesperia PS3 is kind of the same thing, but they do let you play as him a little bit. He joins the party enough, I think. Because the way that the story was written, they were able to put in a couple spots where you can join, but like with Richard, they just didn't have anybody else to make playable. It's like, you get to use him for like 10% of the game. I think that's why when they remade Innocence and Hearts, that they just said, screw it, we're just gonna make original characters so that, you know, gameplay-wise, you can actually use them. Richard being playable is really weird. I mean, story-wise, it makes sense at this point, but this is already casual playthrough. You've been playing for like 50 hours. They added an entire moveset, and you really can't even use it until the second playthrough. I think the Vita games, the Vita remakes, did this kind of thing way better. Where it's just a unique, brand new character. And like, of course, because that, they don't have much relevance in the story, but from a gameplay perspective, they're available way more often. And like in these games, compared to turn-based RPGs, characters not being available really sucks, because it might be the only one you like playing, or you might be playing this with somebody and they only like that character. So having them be gone all the time is not good. So in this game, it's like the primary villain of the game is the playable character. This doesn't really work, obviously. Doesn't Final Fantasy VII Rebirth do that as well? Like, you can play as Sephiroth in like the first hour, but then like for story reasons you can't be playable for the rest. So they just kind of added little side modes where you can play as it. Like, cool, you get to play as Sephiroth for like 20 minutes.
手を抜くのは良くないぞ
Like, just make another character at that point. That's pretty much what the Vita Tales games did. Well, Heartsar was you play as the rival. The rival becomes playable. But they didn't really have to change the story much to do that. And then they added in a completely original character. Innocent Tsar was completely original characters. Plot-wise, they're basically just nothing burgers, but it's cool to have 2 new movesets to use. I didn't mind. Reminds me of Valkyrie Profile 2, where Lazard is playable, but he's like also the final boss. So it's like, cool, I get to play as him for like an hour. Cool, I guess. Make a whole moveset and you can't use it until you beat the game.
負けるわけにはいかないんだ
That's part of the reason why I get really annoyed when people bitch about Tales protagonists being overpowered. I'm like, they have to make it that way. You don't have the luxury of a turn-based RPG where you can just give another character the same spells, or somebody else that fills the same role. There has to be a character in these games that you play as for like almost the entirety of it. It's always funny when, like, the main character, despite that, is not the best character. Like Abyss. Luke is far from being the best character. He's the one that's in the party the most, but he is definitely not the best character. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but... This game, Asbel, is fun to play, but he also is secretly limited because of the unsheathing mechanic. He has limitations the other characters don't have. But he is in the party for the longest, so it's good that he's fun to play, but he's strangely limited in some ways compared to the other characters. No, the anger about Vesperia PS3 was warranted. It was warranted. Especially because the Xbox and 360 in comparison got like way less JRPGs. Like almost all the RPGs worth playing in that gen were not on 360. So you had people buying it because they thought that it was going to be exclusive, and it only was for like a year. I can understand. You can't just tell people that the game is exclusive and, you know, they're trying to have more RPGs on Xbox, and then, oh, by the way, it's on, it's coming to PS3. It's coming to PS3 in like a year, and it has double the stuff. That would piss off a saint. I do not blame anyone for being upset, but Bamco was really doing a lot of stupid things with Tales at the time. Very tone-deaf stuff. He had, yeah, the Symphonia sequel, which was decent, but terrible writing, questionable gameplay, decisions that they made as well. Immediately after that was Vesperia, which was popular and well-liked, but you know, people were basically catfished into buying a new console that they didn't need to buy, especially if they liked RPGs. Xbox was and always has been shit for RPGs. They didn't even get Final Fantasy 16. They didn't even get FF16. Granted, that game is barely an RPG. But still, the fact that they don't have that tells you nothing's changed in the past 15 years. You should not get an Xbox if you want to play those kinds of games. Well, honestly, Vesperia is when all that started. People that wanted to play those types of games, but then, you know, they just weren't being accommodated, like, at all.
チームワークですか？命令により暗闇を払いに参ります。秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。敵の隙をつけます。これくらいの痛みなら平気。命令により暗闇を払いに参ります。秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。敵の隙をつけます。ゴールできるとでも思って私についてくれ。一つリム罪絶対に許す。ダン遅すぎます。さあ終焉な光を与えましょう。悪夢の終わりをここに宣告します。秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。敵の隙を決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。崩壊した大地。私は誰でもいいからかかって敵の隙を作ります。貫け障害の槍。一つリム3停止 私は進行をできるとでも思ったり栄光残さあ終焉の光を与えましょう。悪夢の終わりをここに宣告します。絶対に許す。秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。判決暗闇を敵の隙を決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。貫け正体の槍。これくらいの痛みなら平気。なんだ遅すぎます。さあ終焉の光を与えましょう。悪夢の終わりをここに宣告します。なん遅すぎます。結末を迎える時です。永遠の眠りにつきましょう。
自分の任務を遂行しなさい。残りはこの程度の相手なら戦いとは言わないわ。溶けて消えなさい。抵抗なんて無意。真実を受け入れなさい。偽りの存在に静まりなさい。終焉の音を聞きなさい。崩壊なさい。真実を受け入れなさい。これで終わりよ。終焉の音を聞きなさい。
準備はすでに整っている。もう死は恐れない。命がけで行くぞ。準備はすでに整っている。問題ない。道を切り開く。
この程度溶けて消えなさい。崩壊なさい。抵抗なんて無意。真実を受け入れなさい。偽りの存在にこれで終わります。終焉の音を聞きなさい。
集中攻撃。
崩壊なさい。溶けて消えなさい。真実を受け入れなさい。偽りの存在にこれで終わります。終焉の音を聞きなさい。溶けて消えなさい。抵抗なんて無意味。崩壊なさい。溶けて消えなさい。私に真実を受け入れなさい。これで終わります。終焉の音を聞きなさい。
もう死は恐れない。命がけで行くぞ。生き抜きやる。道を切り開く。
このテープと手が消え崩壊なさい。偽りの存在。真実を受け入れなさい。これで終わります。終焉の音を聞きなさい。溶けて消えなさい。抵抗なんて無意。崩壊なさい。真実を受け入れなさい。これで終わります。終焉の音を聞きなさい。溶けて消えなさい。 あなたも共にでしょ。
Oh, wow. Place number 1 in my bracket. For now. I'm sure a beluga whale is going to come and take that away from me. But hey, I did good. Somebody that spent 700 grand on the game or something. Who's the best to use for this? Definitely not Dark. They're the weakest right now. Dark team is not great right now. Let me see here. I think I'll use physical. I'll use physical.
チームワークですか？お任せください。遅すぎます。停戦。さあ、終焉の光を与えましょう。悪夢の終わりをここに宣告します。命令、秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。暗闇を決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。暗闇が広がる限り私たちは進み続けます。終焉の光を与えましょう。悪夢の終わりをここに宣告します。秩序再建、無知の幕を下ろせ。決意の刃で暗闇を切り裂く。誰でもいいからかかってきなさい。いつの日か全ての障害を乗り越え全力でかく風より解かれる力、我が刃と化せ。聖書を突き歯ごたえなすぎないよ。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。風より解かれる力、我が刃と化せ。聖書な狩りが始まった。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。そうね、あいつらを切り。あなたはここへ逃げるの？あなたは獣。逃げなさい、逃げなさい。勝利しても私には絶対服従よ。そうでしょ？